That is why I am here today. For those of you watching or joining by way of Facebook, please go ahead and rapidly hit that share button. Hit that share button, and in the next 5 minutes, let's have at least 700 people populating this platform. So much to talk about. So much has unfolded within 24 hours. In fact, when I was live here yesterday, I didn't have an idea that something was going on in Mancon, in Bamenda. In fact, a lot was going on there. There was a press conference by the regime in Bamenda. There were these attacks in the bar, at the bar in Mancon, my 90, and also the incident at the Fun Palace in Mancon. We are going to talk about this and, of course, lay blame where the blame should go, particularly as concerns the killings at my 90 Mancon yesterday. So please, again, thanks for joining. Quickly, let me see the numbers jumping. Let me see the numbers jumping on the screen. I really see them jumping now. Almost 200 now. Please hit your share button, ladies and gentlemen, as you join Ground Zero. I want to believe that all of you by now should be receiving ABC on Amos 17E's satellite. Amos 17E's satellite. Now, this is very, very important. If you are receiving CRTV, the regime's TV, already in your house, if you are receiving Equinox Television, you are receiving My Media Prime by satellite, then you should be able to receive ABC, because ABC is lying up. ABC is lying up on the same frequency. I guess that's what they call it. But if you have CRTV by satellite, Equinox by satellite, you should easily be getting ABC, because ABC is on the same satellite, the same frequency. Just if you are not getting it, all you need to do is to rescan your decoder. Rescan your decoder, and once you rescan your decoder, ABC will now be populated among the channels that you have on that satellite. So what you will then have to do is flip through the channels looking for ABC until you find me sitting right there on your face. So that is how you get ABC, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for joining. I see the numbers are rising, jumping. Go ahead and do that. And very, very important, right after me, a very, very educative and informative program will be coming up right after me at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. AMBA. At 9 p.m. AMBA. So you want to stay tuned for that program. This is going to be a short broadcast, just lasting for about an hour and a half. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for joining. I want to welcome all Ambazonian refugees in Mexico. Mexico, that is how they pronounce it. It should be pronounced, but Americans pronounce it Mexico. The Mexicans themselves pronounce it Mexico. So all of you, AMBA refugees in Mexico alone, there are thousands of you in Mexico, and also parts of South America. Thank you for joining the broadcast. I want you to know, you will never remain a refugee forever. Hope is on the way. Hope is on the way. A day of light is coming, and we will all go back home and cease to be called refugees or asylees. We would have gone back to our own country to make it a better country. How many of you realize, ladies and gentlemen, nobody really wants to live in America? We all want to go back home. I live here in the USA, and I look around me. I want to see, how many South Africans do you see in this country? Very, very few. How many Rwandans do you find in the USA? Very, very few. Very, very few. The same thing goes for Egyptians, Moroccans, Tunisians. How many of them do you find in the USA or abroad? Very, very few compared to Central Africa, West Africa, East African countries. I mean, think about that. The fact is, we are not here because we love it. We are here because the situation compels us to be here. But we want our country back so we can come back home and live a more dignified life. That is why we are fighting, ladies and gentlemen, for our own country. So please go ahead, hit your share button. I'm not going to take time waiting. I want to see in the next 5 minutes at least 700. Hit your share button. For those of you on the platform already, hit your share button. I see again, the numbers are jumping over 300 right now. Go ahead and hit that share button and let us get at least 700 people on this platform. And why you do so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to take a moment and watch this.
Give me so much power with the population. This is a nearby bar where it actually happened.
No fine.
right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe you can feel the pain of every man and woman at the scene of that event at my 90 in a beer parlor, in a bar at my 90 in Mancon. And you can hear people at the scene testifying, this is done by the Cameroon army. This is done by the Cameroon army. Now, this is very, very important that we take note, because I see some social media reports. I have actually seen one written by Mimi Mefo, reporting that separatists carried out the massacre. Ladies and gentlemen, we have people at the scene of that incident calling on La République du Cameroon, their army, as being responsible for that act. But you have these wannabe reporters on the social media misinforming the people, so that tomorrow Amnesty International, tomorrow Human Rights Watch will say the activists did it because those people are so lazy to carry out a perfect investigation when incidents like this happen. We have people at the scene telling us this is what the Cameroon army has done. But you have Mimi Mefo on our webpage trying to let the public, a naive and gullible public, to believe that the separatists did it. How does someone sitting out there in Germany not understand from people at the scene of an event, reporting it unconsciously, and they sit somewhere in the diaspora trying to let the world know that some other people, some separatists did it? Come on. This is important, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these social media platforms, we have to start calling them out until those that matter understand they don't report news. They report what they feel, and they report what they have been paid to report. The Cameroon army carried out this massacre, just like you will have in Mawoto, as you had in Ngaribo, as you had in Bali, as you had in Pinyin. Is it Binka or Binka in Pinyin? This is the same thing that we see that continues to repeat itself. But Mimi Mefo says the separatists did it. When you have the members of the community at the scene saying this is the work of the Cameroon army. We're going to get into that. I am joined by, ladies and gentlemen, the county chair lady for Mezam. I believe she has some more details of what happened here. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the other incident at the front of Mancon, and the press conference. This press conference that had to do with passage on the Bamenda Mbunda Road. Listen to this.
I already know. For Northwest and Southwest, where they face problem for terrorism, and particularly for Northwest of recent, we receive information, and we even for social media, say those terrorists them, they no want make moto comot bafu some can reach for Bamenda or vice versa, and say now they be patron them way they handle that road. Say the one only motorcycle and taxi people made they pass for that road. All we don't see them. All people don't hear. Bamenda population don't hear. The whole world don't hear. Say now they plan that for the terrorists. So in the fight for this against this terrorism, for a long time, we have forces on the ground. That road where they did talk, we already get forces for it. But I say this time we reinforce them. For make them made and no say there be nothing. We get planification what they do all the time. And this time we target Pinyin because we don't get some information concerning Pinyin. And so we don't send task force for Pinyin. It don't go liberate 9 hostages, then neutralize some of those people and collect their war arsenal. We will not already see them. So we think say the no fish done be like say that it defy we. The forces of law and order, the forces of defense and security, wherever the population be disturbed, we will make sure so we reach for the, even if not for any hole. So now the message that and say we thank the population for the collaboration where they give them. But one tell them say we need more collaboration. Because as my colleague General Nka talk, we get to liberate the people of the Northwest from this bondage, from this enslavery. We get to liberate them. Whether those boys, bad boys, they like them or not, we cannot march according to their rhythm. They will march according to the rhythm of our people, of the Cameroonian people, and particularly the people of the Northwest.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've lost it. They have lost it totally. Now they are trying to guard a road that was supposed to have been repaired and maintained, and they would not have the kind of problem they are facing now. Now they are targeting Pinyin, they are targeting Santa, they are targeting probably other villages in that environment. Why should they be targeting Pinyin, Santa, and so on, and not targeting the road to fix the road, to repair the road? Well, as we have always had in that song, we want to know who owns the land. Ladies and gentlemen, AMBAZONIA owns that land. AMBAZONIA owns that land, and the injunction has been passed by AMBAZONIANS, by the people. There is no longer passing through Santa Mbunda Road to get out of all of the Savannah zone. Our road will remain Bamenda, Bali, Batibo, Widikum, Mamfe, Nguti, and so on, all the way to Kumba, to Boya, to Boya, and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the order of the day. And I guess this is when we find out who actually controls AMBAZONIA. We were able to shut down a Mamfe Road for more than 2 weeks. Where were they? They think that we're going to be afraid of an empty press conference like this one. We shut down a Mamfe Road. We shut down Kumbaboya Road. Where were they? What were they able to do? So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. We are going to prove to La Republique, to Cameroon forces like these ones, that AMBAZONIA means business in taking back that which rightfully belongs to them. I am joined by the chairlady for MEZAM. I'm joined by the chairlady for MEZAM, who has been following up these events, and I would like to get details from her. Let's know what she knows, starting with the attack yesterday at Mile 90 in a beer parlor in Macon. So, Dorothy, please, thank you for joining the show, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Secretary Chris. My name is Gertrude Kisop. I'm the chair lady for MEZAM, and I'm also the chair lady for Santa Local Government. And I'm happy to be here with you today.
Thank you. So it is your local government, Santa Local Government. It's in the same local government with Pinyin, right? Or are they separated?
Yes, that's true. Pinyin is part of Santa local government.
So it
Santa
is your local
has,
government
yes,
that is being targeted by these rook so-called gendarmes that we just find on the screen.
yes, that's right.
So we declare a shutdown. We declare a shutdown of that road, Bamenda, or we should say Santa Mbunda Road, and that injunction is ongoing now. So yesterday you have these rook so-called gendarmes coming out to threaten the people of Pinyin, the people of Santa and the surrounding villages. Tell me, what are you hearing from the people back home in Santa, in Pinyin, and the other town villages?
Yeah, Secretary Chris, I would like to start by explaining about the injunction to close that road.
Okay.
That is something that the boys on the ground came up with and brought it to our attention, and we saw that it was a good thing. Closing Santa Road is taking back our country. If you
Right.
guys remember, um, if you guys remember that Santa is the first place that had the flag saying welcome to Santa, welcome to Bamenda, or welcome to our president, that this is our country, because we wanted to show people that people did not understand. They thought it means Dr. Sako is coming. No, we were saying that welcome to Santa. This is where our region begins. This is where Ambazonia begins. Now, for those who were born, let me say, in the 70s, you will remember that we used to have a custom post in Santa. There's a
Right.
building there, there's an area there which is called the community development. That used to be the customs barracks. And you understand that the customs are always at the border town. So that shows you that Santa is the border between East Cameroon, as we used to call it then, and West Cameroon. So when we say we don't want anybody to come through that road, it means we are reclaiming our land, our country. And when we made that announcement, the La Republique got incensed. And I will want to go further and explain to you the benefits of closing that road. If you know the number of 70 seaters that plow that road, and it's a huge economic benefit to La Republique. They go through Bafusam, buying bread, Mbunda, buying plantains. They go through, I've forgotten the name of that place where people stop to eat. You can imagine all the money that goes there. So
Right.
we decided we want people to go through Bali and go through Manfe. We have Momo people, they make oil. They can make manyanga from the kernels. They have plantains, they have cocoyams. You go to Manfe, they have the best gari, all those things. We want our people to travel by our own country and eat, buy our own food, spend their money. That money should be going to us. They have taken everything from us. They continue to take, and they want us to go by Bafusam and go to Makenene or wherever those places are, and we stop there. How many 70 seaters stop on a daily basis? And imagine the economic benefits. They are developing, and we are developing by pulling ourselves by our bootstrap. We are not sitting back. We are developing, but you will see that from our own region, we develop from our own hard work. It is not given to us. So the people of Manu put a stop in the road going to Nigeria, and we also decided now, if we clear our own road, our people can take our food. The people in Pinyin, that's why you see them attacking Pinyin. Pinyin sends so much food. We send so much food. We have so much food that is going to Douala. We can export our food to Nigeria and sell
Absolutely.
it and make more money. So that is why you see the link. Now then, the road through Manfe is very tough because they have many roadblocks. And we told boys, this is your job. You don't see many roadblocks going to Bafusam, but you see the short trip going to Manfe. They have like 20 blocks there. We want to make sure that you guys clear the road. And that is why they came to Mile 90 and started killing. It is all linked together. It is intimidation of the highest order. They went to Pinin and killed the boys there, killed people there, and they continue to kill our people because the boys in Pinin are strong, have been guarding Santa. The boys all over Santa have been guarding that area, and they are there to disrupt our development. They are there to develop, seizing our country. So I want our people to understand what all this thing is about. It is not because the people in Pinyin did anything wrong or the people in Mile 90 did anything wrong. It is because they see losing the economic benefits of us going through Manfe, of them not having the benefit of all these 70 seaters where people stream out at Mekanene, at the Bafusam, buying bread in Bunda, buying plantains. We have all those things. Go to Momo, the people all over there with the come, they plant all kinds of food. We sell it for nothing. We want to make money.
Madam Chair, I would love to ask you, you can feel the energy from those Rook, La République du Cameroon army, the threats that they are putting out there. If I may ask, how prepared is MESAM in general and Santa local government in particular to face this challenge being posed by French Cameroon occupied gendarmes?
I want to let you know that this struggle is not a struggle for one place. When you hear of, when they used to do appointments in the old La République, when they say they've appointed somebody as a mayor of Nkambe, of Wum, or from Nkambe or Wum, and all of MESAM, all of the whole region celebrates. And now it is not a matter of MESAM or Santa. It is a matter of the whole region. It is from Kambe, from Wum, from Boyo, from Kutuja. We are all coming to fight in that place because we know that in blocking Santa, we have blocked Boy. In blocking Santa, we have blocked Kutunja. In blocking Santa, we have blocked everywhere. And that is how we are going to fight this war. So it is not a matter, yes, the people of MESAM are prepared. Yes, the people of Santa are prepared. But the thing is, it is not a Santa war. It is not a
you are right.
War.
I agree with you. You are right. Yes. That let's not forget when anything happens in the counties, the LGA, we expect the first response to be coming from the county or the LGA, or we expect the first line of defense to come from there. The highest thing anybody else can do from any other location is send money. But MESAM in particular should be putting out some logistics on how to combat this. It's going to be a war, another war.
We understand that, Secretary Chris. I'm just telling you that you may know that the only thing that others can give is money, but that is the knowledge that you know. We know that there are other things that others can do. We are ready on our own score, but I'm telling you that this particular Santa matter is a matter for the whole region, and therefore we know. I mean, if nobody knows, I just want to let you know that there are going to be forces. It is not going to be that the people in Kambe are going to send money. It is that we will have boots on the ground, that it is going to be from the whole region safeguarding Santa, because that is the front line to all of our region.
You are very correct. So my question again was, what are you hearing from people in Santa and in Pinyin since yesterday?
Yes, our people are ready. Our people are doing what they have to do. I cannot sit here and begin to tell you how prepared or what it is that our people have done, but I'm just letting you know that our people are ready. Before the call went out, there was preparedness. There's preparedness now, and we are ready because this is the fight of our life. As I've said, Santa is very crucial to us. It is the beginning of Ambazonia. And so every Ambazonian should be ready to come there and assist. It is not a matter of money. It's not a matter of money. We want all kinds of help that we can get to make sure that we fortify Santa, because if we get Santa down, we lock Santa, and our people start going through Manfe, then we have really established our own country.
No, that is to the point there. Now, La Republic is fighting to get people using that stretch of the road. Do we have any idea whether they are equally fighting to that extent to get that particular piece of stretch of the road repaired? Because we know it was recently cut into two. Is that what you have learned?
Yes, I learned that. I saw the pictures because it is on their own side of the country. I saw the pictures where the rainwater came and washed away. And this is what they are doing. They don't do any good work. They bring people who do a substandard work. They build this road, which is just to show the international community that they are developing the whole country, that they are providing services to us, because we have complained that no development has taken part in Ambazonia. The development, if any at all, not that they've any meaningful, they've squandered the money on their own side of the country. And so they want to make this a facade to show the international community that Cameroon is one. There's no one Cameroon. There's Ambazonia and there's La République du Cameroon.
Now, besides what they are trying to do in Santa, we also have this major face uplift that is going on in Bamenda. We are learning that it is being sponsored by the African Development Bank. We're not so sure about that. Some say it is being developed by the International Monetary Fund. How did that slip behind your back in Maison?
You know that La République is doing many covert operations, and let us not be fooled that the international community is 100% solidly behind us. The international community understands. They know what we need, and they know it is our right. But the problem is that the international community is not looking at us as a people. They are looking at the interests of the world, that if we separate, we are the ones who give money to La République, there will be instability in the Central African Republic, in the heart of Central Africa. And that is why they are denying us our right to have our country. We have always been a people that they have used for other consideration. The time that we had to have our independence, they refused to give us the third option because they were afraid that we are going to join the Soviet, they didn't want the Soviet bloc in the Gulf of Guinea. Right now, the consideration for us is not us as a people. It is that, well, if La République does not have any money for stability, there's going to be chaos in Central Africa. Well, they have been taking our money. They've not done any development for us. They've not even done for their own self. So we cannot continue to suffer. And that is why all these international communities go behind our backs and give money for them to do things without us knowing. So it is not that we are sleeping. It is that they do it behind our backs. And that's why you saw the incident at the Funds Palace. And to show you that we are not a people who are out to kill, you saw when they went to the Mancon Funds Palace, where the man was explaining how they are building, there was gunshots, but it was a disturbance to tell that man that we disagree with him. It was not there, we were not there to kill. We were there to stop that nonsense, to tell them that we are not here for their development. We will develop our country when the time comes. We don't need anybody to start doing superficial work on our land to give the facade that they are doing things for us. They are not doing anything for us.
All right, that will be a subject for discussion on another day. Let us talk about what happened yesterday at my 90th day in Mancon. Tell me what you have learned.
Like Secretary Chris, like I told you, the problem in my 90, they've always attacked that area. They've always come and attacked. But I'm telling you that it is all a combination of issues. It is the fact that we have blocked Santa. They know now that people have to come through my 90 area to go through Bali and go to Manfe, and it is all intimidation. They see the problem we have is they don't like to see any young men. If they see a young men standing or doing anything, they come and kill them. They just claim they are Amber boys. So if you are a male and you're not fighting, you are they don't care. They just consider you an Amber fighter. And that's why they are just systematically killing our boys. If you can hear from them, they will claim that, you see, they are terrorists, they are killing. No terrorist kills their own people. This is all the work of La Republique, killing our boys, and killing our boys. They want to exterminate us. They want to make sure they are under the impression, the illusion, I would say, they're under the illusion that they will succeed, and when they succeed, then they will populate. They will populate our country. And that's why they are exterminating our people. It's all to prevent us from going through Mile 90 to go to Manfe and carry our food all that way.
Now, we have learned that at least 60 people were killed at that incident. Have you been able to find out who precisely they were? Not exactly the name, but who they were in terms of were there some Cameroon army officials among the dead? Because one thing I learned was, according to Mimi Mefo, of course I don't believe her reports, not a bit, because it appears they get their news from people living the bars who are already saturated with beer, and they can never give you facts. But the newspapers in La Republique say at least 6 people were killed, and other sources also said this bar where the incident took place is where La Republique du Cameroon army would normally go sit there and drink brasseries and have fun. Do we have any idea whether any dead there is the Cameroon army?
We don't know for sure right now. We know that our people died. We don't know, but this is what their new strategy is. They always have plainclothes people come into the bar and lure our people, give them drinks to drink, and then start getting to try and get information from them. So that is the new thing, that they go around and make friends with them so that they can learn about the area, know our weak areas so that they know where to get us. And that's what they've been doing for the longest time. And this is just one of those incidents.
Okay. Have you been able to establish exactly, because again I said the media says 6, some others say 5, any idea exactly the number of dead?
From the information that I've gotten so far from the ground, I have 6, but we are still investigating. We are still trying to get more information. because as you can imagine, at this time, it is very difficult to get a lot of information, because most of the people who are in that area, if you listen to the news or you've been reading, you will see that that area, Mile 90 area, has always been hot. Every time you hear of Jimafo, you hear of Mile 90, you hear of Traveler, it is that same area. There are different names they call depending on the location, but it is always around that area. From Presbyterian school, Aziri, going right down there, all over that area. That's where they are. That place is heavily guarded. They have them all the time. La Republic Army, the plainclothes one, the ones with uniform, starting from a few at the roundabout, but most especially from the Presbyterian Church in Aziri, going down, going to through Travelers to Mile 90. They are always there. They have not succeeded despite the continuous attack. They've not even during Mondays, which are locked down, you see children playing football at the back of their houses or playing draft, because you can understand, Secretary Chris, that we are outdoorsy people. Those of us who are here are forgetting that when you go back home, they open the doors in the morning, go out, and they only come to in the house in the evening. So even those days that are ghost town, people find it hard to sit in the house. They go out sometimes in the back just to socialize, and they always come and kill. I don't know what they have in that area. I don't know whether it is because they know that is where we go to go to Manfe, and they want to make people so scared that we have to go through Santa and give them money. But they have been after that place continuously.
What do you make of these reports from the social media by this lady I mentioned earlier? I don't want to mention that name again. Putting the blame on Ambazonia instead. I mean, when you have people at the scene saying this is the work of La République du Cameroon. I just saw one of the shares at that location where they are, and it is a military share. What do you make of reporters, social media reporters saying this was separatist?
It is so sad. I am really disappointed in this lady because she left La République. She left La République because she knows that they will not make the right decision, that they don't report what happens. And for her to have a sweeping decision, to start talking about things that she does not have the facts, it is really shameful. She knows what La République has done to us. She was there from the beginning. She knows that she was in prison because they did something wrong. And it is a shame that even when she's out of the country, she is propagating the wrong things. We have never been a people who kill our own. We have never been a people who kill our own. Just like I've given you the example where one of our own went to the Man Confond's palace and was explaining there that they are going to build roads and build this and build. They did not shoot him. They shot in the air to discourage it. We do not kill our own. So it is not in our DNA. It is not something that we've done before. We are not going to stand now when we have already won the war. La République keeps saying that they are winning. They are not winning. We are winning the war. We have won. And they do not know what to do. They are trying to set discourse between us. They want us to fight against each other. And that's why they come and propagate falsehood. They come and do things and then they say it's us. It is the same thing that they did in Garbu. When they killed the people in Garbu, they said it was us until it was proven that they did it. Then they came out and started apologizing and taking the blame. This is their method of operation, and I am so shocked. I'm disappointed in Mimi Mofo. I am so shocked that she would do such a thing. But regardless of what she does, we don't dance to the tune of her drum. We know what the truth is. Those who have been following this struggle know what the truth is. And so we are not going to be deterred by some stupid person who decides to spread falsehood.
Now, talking about Mancon Palace, about the scuffle over there yesterday, this is what happened. Take a look.
Me, the chairperson for regional assembly. That regional assembly get too hard. Me, the chairperson for regional assembly. That regional assembly get too hard.
All right, that was the scene at the Phones Palace yesterday. Please tell us, what occasion was that?
They keep talking of development, how they are making roads. He's the council, regional council chair. All these people are fake. All these people are for this war, but they are just doing it to fill their stomach. He is coming to talk about the roads, the development. All these years, they've not done any development. Is it now that we are at war that they've seen fit to come and develop? There's no development. They are paying them, and everybody is scared. They stand there and talk. But as you can see, you can see that the place was empty. You see the seats. All the dignitaries who
there were quite a number of people there. I saw many tents
there.
there.
There were sightseers. The dignitaries who were supposed to sit. Did you see anybody in all the chairs that they laid? The curiosity killed the cat. But you can see what happened. Nobody was shot. It was just to deter the people. It shows you we are not a bloodthirsty people. We are going to kill our own. You see the chairs? You see the chairs empty. We do not kill our own. We just tell our people what you're doing is wrong.
So, what piece of road exactly were they trying to launch? From where to the Phones Palace?
From Mancon, from the town to, they are pretending that they are building roads in Bamenda. They have dog places, and there's no advance, there's no work taking place. And when you call and ask in Bamenda, and you ask what in Mancon, and you ask the people in the council what is going on, they say they don't know. They themselves do not even know. Oh, the others are coming from Yaoundé. The others are coming from above. How can you have a people? I will tell you, I was in Bamenda when the road was being. I was in Bamenda when. Excuse me. I was in Bamenda when the roads were first started in the 80s, and at that time when the roads were being tarred, I think it was Itinerant Mondeli. They had permission. As you know, when they are tarring the road, they put signs on the road saying this road is being tarred. This is the money from World Bank or from wherever, and right. we are tarring this road from here to there. There is no sign now. And at that time, when they came to tar the roads in Bamenda, they brought all these people who had been working in Douala, in Bafoussam, tarring the roads to come to Bamenda. The labor officer in Bamenda was Mr. Achiri. I remember him. He put a stop to it. He said, this is a road in Bamenda, in Mancon town. We have to know what is happening. We have to give our own accord. Our people have to work there. And so one morning we woke up and all of labor office was full with people in Bamenda who came to apply for work, and the Bamenda people were hired. This is different. The
This was recently.
No, in the 80s.
In the 80s, right.
Yes. So that's what happens in Bamenda. They bring people, and the Bamenda people said, no, you cannot bring people from Bafoussam, from Douala to build our roads. There are Bamenda children who can do this work. Let us have Bamenda children do the work. If there's any expertise that we do not have, then you can import them. And that is how it happened that everything stopped and people came out. In front of the labor office, it was full of people who came to register and were hired through the labor office. That's how things are done in Bamenda. So this time that they are doing this work and no information comes to Bamenda, you go to Bamenda and ask, who is tarring this road? There is no sign. We used to have a sign in Bamenda which will say, this road is done by these people, it's sponsored by this, we are doing 20 kilometers or 50 or 100. There's no sign. The people in the Bamenda Council, you call them and ask, they do not know. It is orders from above. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This is not how things are done.
Well, and that is the reason for which we are fighting, isn't it? I think they will never again have to bring in the Chinese. The Chinese now in this regard, I'm referring to Francophones because they are behaving to us like the Chinese are behaving to Africa. They are our Chinese. You know, every piece of construction in Bamenda, in Kumbai, in Boya is people from Douala, people from Bunda, people from Bafoussam, people, they come in, they speak French, they don't speak English. You go into the city of Bamenda now with these so-called road repairs. Guess who is working there? Francophones, right? Francophones. That's true. This is what we are fighting to stop. We will not have the Chinese in our midst try to come to us, give us contracts, bring workers from their territory to work on the contracts. That is why every Ambazonian, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to put it, but listen, our resolve has to be the strongest at this moment. We have gone far to even think that we can turn back and look at what these guys can offer. They have nothing to offer. If they were to offer anything for 4 years and counting, they would have at least offered some concessions, but they have offered zero. Zero. And I mean nothing.
Yes, they continue to listen, Secretary Chris. People keep asking me, what is it that you were deprived of? How did you suffer in Ambazonia that makes you so passionate? And I tell people, it does not have to be you in particular. It is what you see. The last time I was back home, I went to the park, going to the Amomeza. And it was during the holidays. It was just at the beginning of the holidays. These people send their children. I don't know why they are so vicious. They like our system of education, but they want to deprive us from that. They want to mess it up. They send their children to go to school here in Bamenda. Now, I went to the motor park at Amomeza, and I saw where these people have their children in the millions, in the thousands in our territory. And so people who have money pay the bossa, and the bossa brings 70 seaters. The 70-seaters just come and pick children from school full. You can imagine how many, if you have 2 or 4 70-seaters in each school, then you can imagine the number of La Republique people in our territory. So they come there and they take the children, and then those people who did not pay through school, they're at the park. You go to the park and you cannot even talk. Everybody is talking in French. They are talking to each other. They push us out. There are women who go to the market to buy things. They go and a Francophone is selling something. You talk to them. They say, if you don't understand French, go. I don't care. I won't sell to you in our own home. So I can understand you telling us, they're talking about the Chinese. They are our own Chinese. They tell our people, if you cannot talk to us in our language, you cannot buy from us. In our own territory, where they come to benefit from us, where they come and learn how to build a house. You go to Yaoundé, they just take bamboos and put mud on top. They come and learn how to build houses, how to cooperate, how to work with their sisters and brothers. But they admire it and then go and implement it, but they want to destroy. Let me say something, remind people here. When Paul Biya took over, there was a commission that was formed, a Zanga. It was called Zanga Commission. Zanga Commission went around the country to see what people wanted. All the things that they came up with was from our region. It was from the whole of Ambazonia. They learned best practice, how to do things, and they took it to them that the way these people are doing things, if we can do it in our own region, we will develop. This country will be great. But they refused. Even the matter of work, where they have two-shift system, the commission, that's the one thing I can distinctly remember. But there were so many things. The Zanga Commission told them that we are doing what needs to be done. They have refused because they are afraid to take from us, but they want to destroy something which is good. So that is why I am in this fight, because I grew up seeing that. I grew up seeing taps on the road where everybody could drink. And I see now people are digging wells. You don't know this place whether somebody was buried there, and you're digging in there and drinking water from places where people were buried. Our people are getting sick and dying. That is why I am in this struggle, because I know what I have seen. I grew up seeing my country beautiful. I grew up seeing the hospital where you go and they give you medication. Now the doctors write false medication because they have a business with a pharmacy. They want the pharmacy to sell medication, to get rid of the medications that they have. So that is why our people need to know. People need to know that we had a beautiful country.
All right. Thank you. You are going to stay back a little bit, Madam Chair, and let me bring in other members of the panel here. But before I do that, I'd like to take a little break here, a little pause here, and get all of you out there, listen to this.
Look in your dictionary and see the synonym. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. There's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
Amen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined here by two barristers that you know just so well. I am here referring to Barrister John Fru, who is joining me to give his opinion on the happenings in Mancon and of course in Chad, and Barrister Timothy Bese will also weigh in. Barrister John, good to have you back, sir.
Thank you, Secretary. Thank you for inviting me once more.
Use your power.
All right, Barrister
everything
Mbise, again,
stands
pleasure
against
to have you back, sir.
The urgency of
Thank you,
now
sir. Thank
is
you.
to
Thank you very
dig
much.
in.
All
and
right,
compete
Barrister John,
from a
let me
love
start with you.
by
Give me
rising
your
up
take
to
on the
be
events
loved.
in Manton,
Let's go
the
forward
killings,
in this
the
moment
killings
and bridge
in
the divide.
at my
Let's go
90, the
forward to
event at the
create
palace,
the beloved
and
community.
this
Let's go
press
forward and
conference
rise up
yesterday
to
trying to
be
bully
loved.
our restoration forces to submission from guarding the Santa Bunda Road, sir.
Yes, sir. Chris, thank you very much.
America,
You see the person who was giving that press conference is called the comrades divine. He is an Ambazonian from Maningba. I was in Douala with him, and I know him to be such a fellow. Now, the story he is telling you, that same man...
Are you saying he moved from Douala just for that press conference, or he has been transferred to Bamenda?
He was made a general after that. He was
Okay.
made a general, sent to the north, and then appointed Bamenda as the legion commander. This man calls his own people terrorists.
Justice,
And
equality,
in that press conference, he called
our
our people terrorists, and then he has released 9 people from the terrorist in. And then the day before that, I think the same day actually, he sent people. I'm suspecting that he has a lot to do with that genocide that took place in my 90s. I have a relative who lives around there, because you know, Chris, I'm from Bangkok.
Right.
Yes, I have a relative who lives around there, who is
this notion that we didn't have drop boxes before. We didn't have no excuse absentee, but now we have. So how do you counter that? How do people counter?
Chris?
Sorry about that. Go on, please.
Okay. I have a relative who lives around my 90, and he told me that there were 5 deaths. And some people are saying there were 6, so we don't know the real number. But we know that out of the deaths, there were 3 or 4 boys and 2 girls. Now, our people have not learned that you don't go to bars during war. That is a war zone, particularly my 90.
Right.
It's a war zone. And why is it a war zone so active? Because our boys are very active in that place. The Ambazonia Restoration Forces are very active in that place. And now, they successfully killed 5 civilians. There was none of them who is a member of our restoration forces. They were all civilians drinking and dancing in that bar at the wartime. And a Congress divine, who is an Ambazonian from Maningba, is a man commanding the gendarmerie, and he has to tell us what happened there, because he is our first suspect, because that's genocide that took place in that place. Now, having said that, let me take you to the Mancon Funds Palace, where I know very well. This man called Professor Fro Angwafo is the first son of the founder of Mancon. There were, as you well know, Chris, there was no election in Ambazonia for this so-called regional waiting call. And this boy was appointed, this man actually is a man like me, was appointed the chairman of the region. So because of the shame that when the road was being constructed to the Bamenda airport, they carefully avoided the short piece of land the short piece of road that goes to the front of Mancon Palace. If you have been to the airport, Chris, you will see that
it's a long
the
time
road
ago.
from Bamenda to the airport was tapped at that time, and that stretch of road to the front palace was not tapped. So in order to win, I don't know what ceremony they organized there, they organized a ceremony to come and say that, oh, they want to tap that small stretch of road that breaks up and goes to the airport. They will finish it now and turn it to the Front Palace. And when he just started talking, our boys showed up. Immediately he said, I am the chairman of the regional council. Our boys opened fire in the air. And guess what happened? They all escaped, including the soldier that brought them, because they went there in an armored car.
Right.
They all dived into the palace and got and hid themselves in the palace. Our boys retreated for about 2 hours. And when they found out that the boys have retreated, escaped. And when the boys came back, they shot in the air again and entered the palace and won the phone and told him that if he tries again, he will leave Manko. So that is the story, that the authentic story that I've got from several sources. One of them is a friend of mine who was here in the United States, and he went back home and is living around there. So he told me the whole story. The dignitaries that were supposed to be there, they were not there. The people you saw standing there were curious villagers from Manko who were standing around to see what was happening. If you can see, Chris, those chairs for the dignitaries were all empty. The people who died into the First Palace were the military and a few of the so-called regional councillors that accompanied their chairman. So that is what happened in Mancon, and it shows to the Mancon, to the front of Mancon, and to that his son and his cohorts, that we own the land. We own the land.
Absolutely.
Because when the fire went up, they didn't want to kill anybody. They shot in the air and everybody died into the palace. And then they left and escaped to Bamenda Station. That's what happened.
So I was reading a report this morning that the boys, our own boys who carried out that incident yesterday, were picked up today. What have you learned about that?
No.
They said one General Cobra. Are you aware? Do you know him?
I know General Cobra. I'm not so sure. I've not heard anything that he has been picked up. You see, when an incident happens like this, the Republic always goes and looks for civilians. They go around there and capture a few civilians, a few villagers, and claim that they have captured our restoration forces. There is no, La Republic is so scared of our restoration forces that they will not attempt to go after them to arrest them. All they do is they shoot. They now shoot only civilians who are soft targets. Can you imagine people enjoying themselves in an evening, and you enter and open fire and kill 5 or 6? I don't know the real number, but I have been informed that there were 5, 2 girls and 3 boys. And then when the restoration forces show up, you run. You could see how every soldier and all the dignitaries ran away from the front of Mancon's palace on that day.
Let me get to Barrister Mbise on the pressure from La République du Cameroon soldiers to try to get our boys to walk away from monitoring that piece of road between Santa and Mbunda. Barrister Mbise, what do you make of that?
Yo, sound.
Go on.
I'm speaking loud. Yeah. Just a short message for those people who call themselves generals. And I don't want to go back to that debate. This is what I'm trying to say. This presentation today is very, very timely. When we arranged this presentation today, we did not know that this morning the president of Chad would be dead.
Right.
That's why I take off. This guy is dead, but he was a military guy. How did he come to power? He overthrew a man called Hissène Habré. And I want to remind the comrades, whoever they call him, and General, whatever thing is standing there and calling himself, none of them has a gallon worth those ones of Hissène Habré. They are nowhere. They were all his genius in ranks. And I want to assure them that they are waiting for the day, because Hissène Habré is in prison. He's in jail. General Kumenze, you have nowhere to hide. And this is why.
Hissène Habré is in jail?
Yes.
I'm coming. He's in jail.
He's dead.
Let me come to it.
No, he's in jail.
I brought the story.
They didn't kill him?
Kumenze, no, listen. That's Hissène Habré.
Are you serious?
Hissène
Habré is in jail, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Idris Deby.
No, Idris Deby is dead. But Idris Deby overthrew Hissène Habré.
Right.
Who was himself a senior military official. I was trying to tell Kumenze and the other general there that there are more criminals in Douala and Bafoussam than the Northwest and Southwest, as they call it, combined. They have not mounted any things there to go and shoot down people. They went to Pinyin to do what? To neutralize people. As a lawyer, I read through the Cameroon law. I've not seen where General Kumenze, what they call yourself, has the power or the authority legal to go and shoot down people. You arrest people, you suspect them. You don't shoot down people. If you do that, I tell you, the day is coming. And by that day, you're not wearing those gallons on your body. And unfortunately for you, even after you leave office, that thing will follow you. There's no time limit for it. General Carr and those of you there, including Lele Afrik and the ones in the Southwest or wherever they are, your day is coming. And let me tell you how Hissène Habré went to prison. He left as the head of state. He talked with Sikh shelter. When justice came, he resisted physically. I wish I had the video here to show you. They caught him and tied him and took him to court. And tried him and sentenced him to life imprisonment. As of this morning, he was asking for some type of remedy. I'm too old to remain in prison because it's frail and getting sick. So that thing will not happen. Back to your question, sir. General Carr and his people who are claiming to tell our boss to lay down, that they are blocking the road. You are reacting. They have already closed the road. You came there because the road was closed, sir. You say you had your soldiers there to reinforce. Why are you there now? They are not laying down anything. Stay there. The road will be closed. It is closed. And if I can fast forward again to the my 90 thing, my colleague has already said everything. But this is the point. General Carr and those people claim to have been maintaining law and order in Bamenda town. Where were you? Where were you? It's your duty to go and arrest those people. How many have you taken into custody? Nobody. For one or two reasons. The first reason is that they are your own people, you cannot arrest them. The second reason is that you are so incompetent, you don't even know who they are. So what are you doing there? Just because you're wearing those gallons and taking money? No.